You're supposed to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, who the fuck gonna believe in you?
His movements, his angles, speed.
Show me it. Show me who you are. I'm nervous. I don't care what it is. I'm gonna go get it.
Is it fair to say that the sport of boxing once again is losing its credibility? That's my question.
Can you dig it?
And welcome to Big Faces Worldwide.
What up, fam? Welcome to Big Faces Worldwide, where we talking nothing but this boxing, man. Hey, man, listen, first off, I want to welcome everybody to the channel. And like I always say, fam, if you're new here, I need you to be here. So think about hitting that subscribe button as we stay knee deep into this boxing conversation, man. Shout out to Boogieman Bud Crawford and Silverback Tank Davis. Now, these two dudes, man, are at the top of the list for these haters I see. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's hating on Boogieman Bud. Everybody's hating on Silverback Tank. And I can't understand it, man. Both of these guys, you know, when they're in the ring, they go and lay it all on the line. You know, both of them are exciting fighters to watch. Both of them are pound for pound talents, in my opinion. But yet, these guys get most of the criticism. They get nothing but shots thrown at them, shots fired at them, man. And I can't understand it. You know what I'm saying? I hear all the nonsense about what's his name? Isaac Cruz. You know, a lot of people say that he won the fight. You know, I don't know if they was blind or if they was drinking or doing drugs during the fight or what was wrong with them, but there's no way that Gervonta Tank Davis lost that fight. You know what I'm saying? If anything, I think Tank Davis showed another wrinkle in his game, man. He showed that he could box, man. You know, he hurt his hand early in the fight, somewhere around mid-fight. You know, Isaac Cruz said he noticed it around the 6th round, you know, and he fought basically the second half of the fight, you know, with one hand, his right hand, and he was boxed superbly. You know, when plan A is not working, what do you do? What do you do when plan A is not working? If you're a pound for pound fighter, if you're an elite fighter, if you're a top level fighter, you go to plan B. And that's what Tank Davis did, man. He went to plan B and started boxing the Isaac Cruz, man. You know, a lot of guys, you know, expected Tank to knock Isaac Cruz out. I was one of those guys, you know, but, you know, sometimes fighters come in the ring not to get knocked out. And it was clear from round 1 that Isaac Cruz was fighting not to get knocked out. You know, I mean, his high guard was impenetrable. I mean, and he stayed like that. You know what I'm saying? Usually guys come in and they could do that for a couple rounds, but credit to Cruz. He did that the whole fight, and he was shorter than Tank. Tank's not used to fighting a shorter guy. So it was hard for Tank to get in the punches that he wanted to get in, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, a guy covered up like this, who's smaller than you, you know, Tank trying to bend down and throw that famous uppercut that he's known for. He could not get the shots in that he wanted to get in. So what do? He started boxing, man. You know, he still caught Cruz with some good shots. You know, he didn't catch him with the one-hitter quitter that we used to seeing him drop on cats. You know, but he still was able to buzz Cruz. And I felt, you know, one of them late rounds, man, I felt that you know, Tank was ready to get him out of there because Cruz was definitely hurt. But in my opinion, Tank never caught him flush with one of those big shots, man, due to his hand not being 100%, man. And, you know, the proof is in the pudding. You know, he showed, you know, the pictures afterward of what his hand was. You know, I don't know if it's broken or fractured or what's the status of it. But, you know, it was not 100%, and therefore his game, he had to change his game, which I think was brilliant. You know, I think the second half of that fight, you know, with Tank boxing, man, adjusting to Cruz's pressure, I think that was great. You know what I'm saying? And you look at the rest of these guys. Devin Haney, who's an excellent fighter. Lomachenko, who performed excellent the other night. Lomachenko is still in that mix, man. There was a point when I thought Lomachenko was done, getting dropped by Linares, getting hurt by Luke Campbell, getting beat up by Teofimo Lopez. I thought Lomachenko was done. I thought he was losing a step, and we wouldn't be talking about Lomachenko much longer. But to my surprise, Lomachenko was right back in the mix, man. Lomachenko came out and did his thing against Richard Comey, which everyone pretty much had him going in winning. He was the favorite, but I didn't expect Loma to look as good as he did. He looked it good to me. He looked it really good to me. And defeat will do that to you. Embarrassment will do that to you. Teofimo was calling Lomachenko out for a while, man. And Loma dismissed him. Who is this guy? What has he done to fight me? He doesn't deserve to fight me. And all this talk there, and Teofimo worked his way in position to fight Lomachenko, man. And Lomachenko went into that fight giving Teofimo too much respect for his power, and you seen that first half of the fight, Lomachenko was fighting very cautiously. Everything was strategic. Everything was intentional. And then the second half, we realized he was down. That's when he started to fight. If Lomachenko was to fight Teo again, I think Lomachenko would beat the shit out of Teofimo. You know what I'm saying? Teofimo can fight now. He's still a tough guy. He's still a fighter who can fight, but his mental game is not there. If you ain't there mentally, man, you can have all the physical attributes that you want. You can have all the tools necessary for the job. But if you cannot do it mentally, if you cannot see it, if you cannot believe it, then, it's a real uphill battle of you actually going out there and doing it, man. And I think Teofimo needs to go and, get some counseling or something, man. He had a lot going on outside the ring, man, and I think that affected him, with his decision to bum rush Kambosos and just absolutely think that he was going to knock him out, man. You know what I'm saying? You cannot come into a fight like that. And like I was saying with Tank, when plan A is not working, what do? You go to plan B. Teofimo, Sr. and Jr., they did not have a plan B. And therefore, you just kept seeing Teo try to load up and, land that right hand. And Kambosos, he was taking them right hands, man. I was surprised. He was taking them right hands. I didn't know Kambosos too much before this, but I went back and watched the Mickey Bay fight and another fight. And, Kambosos didn't look like that versus Teofimo Lopez. You know what I mean? So fighters, it shows that fighters get up for certain fighters, and obviously George Kambosos got up for Teofimo Lopez. All the shit he was talking leading up, man, I didn't pay a lot of attention to. I'm like, man, this dude's gonna get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? I said, he was all talk, no bite, but man, shout out to George Kambosos, man. But I'm not yet ready to crown him king. You got to do it again. You got to do it again. You can't just have one great performance. You got to do it again. I think, what he showed in that Teofimo fight, if he could do that again, man, he gonna be rough for anybody to beat. Now we're gonna jump off the 135 train and we're gonna talk about Terence Bud Crawford. He retired Sean Porter. In that fight, it was a very competitive fight, back and forth. But like I said about Gervonta Davis, like I was talking about Teofimo, when plan A is not working, what do? You go to plan B. And that's exactly what Terence Crawford did in that Sean Porter fight, man. He went to plan B. He started throwing his hands more, man, and he started timing Sean Porter, man. Sean Porter likes to duck down and come in with his chin exposed. I told y'all about that in my pre-fight video. And Terence Crawford just started timing him, started timing him and dropped him. And, his daddy stopped the fight before the inevitable was about to happen. He was about to be laid out in that ring. You know what I'm saying? TKO'd or knocked out completely. And, Ken Porter did not want to see that. He did not want that to be the last scene for Sean Porter's legacy. You understand what I'm saying? Sean Porter is a hell of a dude, man. It's hard to root against Sean Porter. He's such a likable guy, in my opinion, man. He's real, he's wearing his heart on his sleeve, man, and he's telling it like it is. He got a beautiful job, in commentating. I think the way he articulates things when he breaks down the fight, I think is A1. Terence Crawford, he's out in the ocean. He's a free agent now. He's a free agent. He's looking at things much differently. He's calling out Errol Spence as much as he can. And he's putting pressure on Errol Spence that he didn't put earlier because he was tied to Bob Durham. Now he knows it's time to make the fight. Terence is at that mid-30 age where, your body's going to start slowing down. Anytime now, you're going to start slowing down, and it's time to put the pedal to the metal and make this fight happen, man. And I think, this fight is going to happen, being that, the WBA prevented Ordenis Ugas from unifying with unified champion Earl the Truth Spence. Now, the fight between these two, man, I think is going to be a fight that we all think it's going to be, that we all think it's going to be if it happens in 2022. We don't want to see it after that. We don't want to see it after that. We've been talking about this fight for a couple years now. I believe since around 2018. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to keep waiting for this fight like Pacquiao and Mayweather, man. We want to see this fight while these two men are at the top of their game, man. Terence Crawford ain't doing nothing wrong, man. We asked for Terence Crawford to be more vocal. He's starting to be more vocal, and now people are shitting on him for that. You know what I'm saying? Boogieman Bud is the real deal. There was a time when it seemed like Errol Spence had all control of the welterweight division. Now it don't seem like that. Boogieman Bud go out and had a performance that he did against Sean Porter. Now it seems like, he's right there with Spence now. You know what I'm saying? He's right there. Spence ain't holding all the cards. You know what I'm saying? I think he got the most leverage. Yes, he will be the A side. But, Terence Crawford is not in a position where he was, a year ago. Let's say a year ago. Crawford has, he has crept up a little bit to Errol Spence, man. And Errol Spence is not doing himself any favors. He shows up to Terence Crawford's fight, and as soon as the fight is done, there's a camera on him leaving the fight. That wasn't a good look. For whatever reason that he left, it just wasn't a good look to the public. Just wasn't a good look. And for that reason, man, ESPN is a big network. That fight is shown to a lot of people. That clip of Errol Spence was shown all on Twitter, Instagram. It was shown on Reddit, all over to a lot of people. So a lot of casuals, they got in their mind that Errol Spence, is scared of Terence Crawford. And for that reason, you got a lot of Errol Spence fans who are dissing Terence Crawford. And I do have to admit that Errol Spence probably does have more fans than Terence Crawford. But both of them are, they have the same fan base. You know what I'm saying? It's just that Errol may have a little bit more followers, man, a little bit more supporters, because Bud has not been as vocal as Earl Spence in the past, but now he's starting to step that up, man, and I think his popularity is growing. The fight is now. We need to see that now, man. And, you know, hopefully we get it. Hopefully we get it. But that's all I got, man. I appreciate everybody coming through, man. Don't forget to subscribe. Check your boy out on Twitter. Check your boy out on Instagram at Big Faces Worldwide, man. Until the next time, hold me down, baby.